Welcome to another episode of Jacket Pride TV. We're joined again this week by head coach Mark Mitchel. Coach, good to see you.
Good to be here.
How did practice go today?
Had a really good practice, very upbeat.
Good.
Didn't have to repeat a whole lot of stuff. Our kids are excited about playing in the big game this weekend at our place. We're very happy and very thrilled to have that opportunity.
Yeah, still in region play with Addison, also a big rivalry game. You don't have to live here very long to know Winston County Addison's a big football game. And so let's talk about last week's game before we preview this week's matchup. Big win over the Lamar County Bulldogs, 40-33. Talk a little bit about that game and some of the things you felt contributed to the team's success.
Well, like I said last week on our TV show, our kids were chomping at the bits to show everybody just how good a football team we got. We didn't have a good showing against Hatton, and they wanted to prove, hey, this is not us, this is not who we are. Yeah. And they had a really good practice last week. We got down in that game twice, come back, took a lead, and then at the end held on with an onside kick. Eli Edgel got the onside kick there at the end and sealed it. That's a big road win, first region win. We've been first time 1-0 in the region since I've been here. That was a big win for us. Kind of catapulted us in this week. So we're excited to get back on the field and play again this week. We've had a really good week of practice. Yeah. So
I know it was tough to hold that lead. You know, we talked about midfield. You know, Lamar County did that against midfield. You know, midfield jumped on them and they came back and beat them. So I know that shows a lot about you and your staff and your kids, the character to hold on and to get the victory. And like you said, 1-0 in the region. You know, when you get in region play, that's essentially playoffs because you're vying for one of those 4 spots. And so this week we have some highlights for the Lamar County game, and so we'll break for those now. Enjoy these highlights. We appreciate Bradley Cummins making these available to us. Coach, you mentioned last week several people from your staff. Talk a little bit about fan favorite manager JJ.
Hey, JJ, when I first got here, and first time I talked to JJ, I was like, who is this guy and what kind of energy does he got?
Yeah.
Because he is wide open all the time.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful to have JJ here. Kids love him. Everybody knows that he's just part of our program.
Absolutely.
He works hard at what he does. We never have to worry about water or anything else. JJ's always there to do it, sets the field up at practice. He does all the little things you want him to do. He does it with pride. He never gripes, growls, or nothing.
Yep.
And he's the ultimate teammate to everybody. You know he's going to do his job and be there and do it right. And we're so thankful to have JJ as part of our staff and here every day, and thankful to be around him and get to enjoy him and talk with him. And he's pretty funny too when he starts talking and stuff and telling his jokes. So we love JJ.
I know last year at Pep Rally he had his own little time with a microphone. The whole school went nuts, you know. And so I guess if there is a Winston County super fan, it's JJ.
That would be JJ. Yes.
JJ always does. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with JJ this week as mother passed away, and so let's be mindful of JJ and remember him in our prayers. But let's talk a little bit about the JV and B team. We had another win this week at Malcolm Blake Stadium, a win 38-8 over Addison. Each week, it seems the kids are improving. What are some of your observations about JV and also B team?
Well, my biggest thing is what's making a huge difference is a lot of these kids played last year as 7th graders, and they're playing this year as 8th graders. And we have 3 very good coaches down on junior high that are coaching them up, and good kids that listen and want to be coached. And when you put those two things together, you're going to get a good football team. Coach Moody, Coach Dinsmore, Coach Grace do a great job. Those kids having 2 years in the system as a 7th grader and 8th grader has made a world of difference. Trying to play the 7th and 8th grade games with our kids in the Mount. We don't have a lot, but it's really good for them to get out and play. Had a big win there. We play Hamilton coming up Monday, which will be a big test for us. A little couple classifications going up, but I think our kids will be up to task, be ready for it, and try to get another win under their belt.
Yeah, what about the B team? Tell us a little bit about the B team games.
We got one snap the other night in the bottom for and so we had not played a B team game since first game, and it gives all the guys that don't play on Friday nights a chance to get out on the field and run our offense and defense. And so when it is their opportunity on Friday night, they will have some playing time. And we will not have a B team game against Hamilton this week, but when we go to Addison the next week again with junior high, we'll have a B team game over there and should have B team the rest of the way.
Well, I know that experience is invaluable. Even this year it may prove to be invaluable, but especially next year as the kids continue to develop. So as Coach Mitchell said, this Monday night we'll have a JV football game against the Hamilton Aggies. That will begin at 5 o'clock. Let's talk a little bit about the Addison Bulldogs. Of course, we mentioned big game, rivalry game, region game. What are some things that stand out about this Addison football team?
I personally think Coach Smothers is one of the best football coaches around. Him and his staff do a tremendous job getting their football team to buy in and execute what they're asking them to do. You put the film in the 2 games that I watched, when they handed the ball off, they got no negative plays in 2 games. As well coached as you could possibly be. Defense is all where they're supposed to be. Offense is always doing what they're supposed to be. There's nobody not doing it. Everybody's on the same page. It's very impressive. I think it's as good an Addison team as they've had in a long time, because these kids do everything they're asked to do to a T. They do not have a weakness anywhere I saw on film. They are very, very well coached. They get after it. They have great effort, and it's going to take all we got Friday night at Malcolm Blake Stadium to beat Addison this week. Well,
I think that's a good segue into my next question is, what are some of the keys you think is going to be helpful to have success this week?
Well, we're going to have to force some turnovers like we did last week against Lamar County, and we're going to have to play our brand of football and not take plays off, and make sure that we play in every snap and doing our assignment every snap, because I know they are. And we've got to execute, and our guys will. We've had good weeks of practice. They're they're a good bunch of guys. They work really hard, great attitude, jumping around at practice. They're up for the challenge. They're excited to play Addison because that's the standard. Addison is the standard in our county, and a lot of times in 2A or 1A, wherever they're at, they're the standard because year in and year out, they're always one of the best football teams around. They're always going to be good. And so when you play in them, you should get pumped up. It shouldn't be any extra motivation to play them.
Absolutely.
It'll be a fun night, Friday night, and so letting them come to our place, and let's just see how it shakes out, and let's see who's the best team at the end of the night.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, it's good to catch up with you this week. Thank you for sharing some time with us. I know you had a busy week. And so this Friday night, Winston County will kick off at 7 p.m. at Malcolm Blake Stadium against the Addison Bulldogs. Next, we have an interview with senior wide receiver and defensive back Trey Williamson. And so each week we interview a player. We're looking forward to seeing what he has to say. And come support the Jackets on Friday night, 7 p.m. Each week during Jacket Pride TV, we interview one of our varsity football players. And this week we have senior wide receiver and defensive back Trey Williamson. Trey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad to have you join us this week.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I know you're having a good season so far. Had a big win last week against Lamar County. Let's talk about last week's win. What were some things that you felt were the keys to success for last week's victory over the Bulldogs?
I'd have to say battling through adversity. We went up big on them in the third quarter.
Yeah.
They started coming back. We started having some difficulties like with communication and stuff amongst ourselves. But I mean, we did what we had to do to win. So
yeah, that's good. The senior leadership helps. You guys have been in that position before, so it helps to have some experience because you guys have got several seniors. So they did that to Midfield. Midfield got up on them, and they actually came back and beat Midfield. So it showed a lot of character for you guys to continue to play well and to get the victory. So you guys had practice today already?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how did practice go this week?
It was really good. We've been practicing really well all year, and I feel like we're going to be ready.
That's good. Addison's a big game. I think that goes without saying here in Winston County High School. And so what are some things that you've seen so far in film or helped you get ready, or maybe in practice this week to help you get ready for the Addison Bulldogs?
I mean, really, there's not much to it. We just got to stop the run. They only run a few plays, and I feel like we've got a really good defensive game plan to get it done this week. Good. Addison's always tough. They always good at running the football. Oh, yeah.
And you got to wrap up and make good tackles, good form tackles. So, all right, we're glad to have you this week. So I'm going to ask you one non-football question. Okay? So when you're not at school, not at football, what's the one thing you like to do to just kind of chill out?
Sleep, watch TV.
Sleep, watch TV?
Yeah.
Do you binge watch things?
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you binge watching right now?
Dexter.
Dexter, yeah, that's a good show, man. That's good. All right, well, it's good to have you this week, and we look forward to watching you on Friday night. And so this week, Winston County will kick off at 7 p.m. at Malcolm Blake Stadium against the Addison Bulldogs. Come out and support them as we continue in region play, also county play, and a big rivalry football game.